Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I've been arguing all day about a conspiracy theory. A friend of mine, a recently turned conspiracy theory person, he's questioning the amount of people that died from COVID because when he looked at Italy, he saw that, it's an older population. So most of the people that passed were seniors who had 2 to 2.5 pre-existing conditions before they got COVID, which could be like heart problems, lung problems, or organ problems, all of which are attacked by COVID. So they found that the people that died over there were seniors and that had pre-existing conditions. Okay, so he's saying that because they had pre-existing conditions, what killed them was not the COVID, it was the pre-existing conditions. Now, I'll say, yes, I agree. If you have pre-existing conditions, you're more likely to succumb to COVID because we know, unlike the flu, it attacks organs. It attacks your brains, causes neurological damage, heart damage, lung damage, kidney damage, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, that would make sense to me. The problem is, to say that these deaths were not all COVID deaths, is that we had extra deaths. Every year around the globe, a certain number of people die every year, okay? And a certain number of them, a certain percent of them have pre-existing conditions and some don't. But we know every year we can predict a natural pattern and know how many people are going to die that year, okay? 2020 comes along, and by March, the pandemic's underway. And what we find now is that every month of 2020, we lost around the world, because it's a global pandemic, so the same shit was happening in all the countries. Are you with me still? So all around the world, we lost 10 to 30% more people died. With pre-existing conditions, without, doesn't matter. Overall number, 10 to 30% more died every year. So let's make this really simple if you haven't fucking figured out what I'm trying to say yet. Is if 100 people, and we're making it really simple, if 100 people die around the world every year, in 2020, once the pandemic started, we had 10 to 30% more, depending on the month, die. So we can even say that 50% of these people had pre-existing conditions, if that makes you happy, all right? We'll say a full 50% of the 100 people that die every year have pre-existing conditions. In 2020, 130 people died. You get it? That's 30% more. That means more people are dying. Now, unless you can tell me what would cause all these people to suddenly drop dead, because we always have people die and we always have people with pre-existing conditions. So unless you can tell me what made 30% more die than usual, you've got nothing. It's a pandemic. That's what happens. People die in a pandemic. So that's it. Unless you're going to tell me aliens came down and zapped them, Bigfoot got them, Loch Ness Monster got them,